Hello, welcome everyone to the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. I am Bess McCarty, coach for network marketers, also called the shrink of MLM. And come to you, Jeffrey David Gamble or I come to you every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern Time for the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. This is a generic school sponsored by our generic school. This is a generic show for entrepreneurs sponsored by our generic school, the MLM Millionaire Academy. And our purpose is to help people grow, to educate, equip, and empower entrepreneurs and create independent servant leaders. So we love to do this. Either Jeff or I take turns. We used to do it together when Facebook would have a dual live. You remember that. Welcome, Shamala. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on. I think you can come on without an invite, huh? So Jeff and I used to do this together with dual Facebook Live before that feature ended a couple weeks ago. So now we're alternating days, but we're exploring options for future shows. So it's a chance to revamp and see, okay, what's even a better way to do it than we have been doing it. So I think that's good. And thank you kindly, Shamala. Won't let me wave, but saying hello here to everybody. Okay, so the show today is the Law of Victory, but I've subtitled it How to Be Undefeatable. And welcome, Mike, glad to see you. And the cool thing is I got a bunch of stories today, including a guest speaker. So coming on here live with me. So this is going to be very, very exciting. Oh, thank you. Mike says happy birthday. How did you know? What a better way to spend it than to be with you all. I'm so glad to celebrate with you and to celebrate every day. Every day can be a new wonderful day, can't it? So today I'm also celebrating my birthday by being able to be with my new little granddaughter. She's 9 weeks old, and I am just, in grandma heaven. So that's the best birthday gift in the whole world, plus being with you all here and having a wonderful guest speaker today to talk about his experience with the law of victory, meaning not giving up. So if y'all are watching the replay, please type that in because I'd like to thank you for that. Thank you for watching, and also like to hear where you're watching from. So let's dive into the law of victory, and then I'll share with you my stories here. Jim Bailey, welcome. How are you feeling? How are you doing? So the law of victory, this is one of the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership by John Maxwell, and this is a book, the #1 leadership expert in the world, writing the #1 leadership book in the world. So that's why we love teaching one of these every day, one of these laws. And today is the law of victory, which means that a leader does not give up. A leader always finds a way for the team to win. And he's a leader, he or she is always asking, how can we win as a group and not to give up? I think, I'll tell you some stories in a few minutes, but I think that it can be easy to give up sometimes. We can say, well, in this case, I should give up, or, I've got all this stuff against me. No one would blame me for giving up. But actually, we are at our best. When times are at their worst, people are at our best. When we are at our greatest challenges, that's when our creativity can come forth. And it's said, I like this saying, I never saw a strong person with an easy past. So what's the purpose of all the challenges? It's to give us muscle, right? Personal growth and spiritual muscle. So Shamala says, happy birthday. I'm sure Ellie is the best gift. Oh, yes, absolutely. And David Roeder, hello, welcome. Good to see everybody. Facebook won't let me wave at you, but maybe I'll just, oops, it's not even letting me invite people. I better not do anything here. Okay, we're just going to continue. So the law of victory says a leader is dedicated to the vision and keeps their eyes on that and keeps everybody else's eyes on the vision too, and always looks to find a way. A successful leader does not know everything. We can't. We don't have to, and we can't know everything, but the right leader does find the right answers. And that's what Robert Kiyosaki would say. He said, I'm not the smartest guy, but I surround myself with smart people, and I ask them for advice. So we cannot know it all. We're not expected to, and that's where the teamwork is so important. It comes in. We ask other people for advice, and people here have asked for advice and have given advice. And welcome, Marty. Glad to see you. If anyone here is committed to victory, committing to find a way to win in your business, in your life, or for your team to win, please type in yes, because I want to acknowledge you for that commitment. And do have a couple of stories to share with you today. Had my notes, there they are. Okay, so I have a story for you of a network marketer who started out as, can't find my notes, I'll just tell you the story as I remember it then. Okay, so there was a young man who was like the jock high school football player and everything, and he was 20 years old. You know, everything was going great for him and right for him. And then he got into a computer parts business that retailed like $1 million a year in that. And he go, okay, well, I have a bright future with this company. And then they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. They made him a partner to have his own parts store and got 25% of the profits. So he was like, you know, in seventh heaven. Life was going really, really good for him. And one night he was partying, just having a good time, a few drinks and all that stuff. But he drove home. He fell asleep at the wheel, had a car accident, woke up, completely different life, completely different person. He was a paraplegic, and he was he could only move his head. So he was, you know, hugely depressed. He would wake up at night crying about this, you know, the you know, completely 180-degree life turn that his life took, and it was just devastating. And here he was, you know, he wanted to contribute to people, not be a burden to them. But here he was. I think he was, you know, on public aid and completely different life than he had just, you know, a short time ago. Completely different outlook for his life. He thought, am I ever going to get married and have a family? So all of these dreams were just dashed, if you could imagine, you know, from heaven to hell, probably he felt like he was going. But what he did is he researched ways that he could work at home. He eventually found network marketing as a way to make money from home. After he called, he researched a lot and called and eliminated a lot of businesses, ended up with a network marketing company that he built. And he dedicated himself to that. He said it was not easy. He could have given up lots of times and said, well, due to my disability, you know, I could give up. No one would blame me if I did. This is, you know, I've got so many strikes against me. But he kept going with his business, and he ended up becoming one of the top 1% producers in his company. He ended up presenting the keys to his first bonus car to his mother. He was very proud of that. And then later he kept excelling, and later on he eventually married, and now at the time of the storytelling, he had a 4-year-old stepdaughter. So his dreams came true. And what he's done is he's been able to afford to donate to research companies to cure paraplegics. And he said, one day I believe there's going to be a cure, and because of network marketing, I'm going to have the money to be able to afford the operations. So joy is persisting, not giving up, finding a way, not letting something defeat you. And the title of this live is How to Be Undefeatable. So that is example of someone who did not give up. And welcome, Karen. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Oh, I can now wave. Okay, before Facebook wouldn't let me wave here, but now I think it will. Wonder if it'll let me invite people. Yes, now it will. I'm just going to invite some people here to come on, and then I have a guest speaker for you. Going to invite Jerry, Teresa, Becky, and David, Sherry, Benny, Joyce, and going to invite Carol, because this is a cool story. Maybe some other people would like to watch. And by the way, if you're getting value, please, I'd love if you comment, share with people, share perhaps even in sometimes I share it in other Facebook groups that people could be watching live right along with us. Maybe someone needs a little boost today. Do you think someone that needs to not give up, needs to have hope, needs to hear a great story? which we're about to have. Come on, a friend here is right here with me and has agreed to speak. This friend is a very courageous man, went through great challenges and came out a winner. This man is from Brazil and hesitated to join me on here because I'm still inviting people here. But he hesitated to come on and speak because he said, well, my English is not very good. I hope that people understand me. But I think that if he speaks slowly and you listen slowly, that you'll be able to hear him. So right now I would like to invite my friend Marcio Sauza from Brazil, who has come here to the U.S. to study at UCSD in La Jolla, and he's bringing his family over, his wife and his son. Maybe he'd like to say hello to them. And welcome, Carol. Glad to see you. We have a story here, and I invite Marcio to tell his story. Come on in.
Hello, everyone. Well, as Bess told you, my English is not very good. I ask for a little patience for me. So I try to take notes about my story because it's very difficult to resume a long, difficult story in just a few minutes, but I will try. Well, my name is Marcio Sauza. I'm from Brazil, and I come here to got my PhD. In my accident, my car crashed 5 years ago. So I'm riding on the street and a truck beat me. I don't know, hit me and make me fall away in a hill. And so I trashed my car so strongly, I turn off immediately. And when I wake up, the blood is coming, etc. I go to the hospital, feel very painful in my neck, and I asking, what is that? But I couldn't feel myself, my right side, all of them, my arms. There is some kind of disabilitation right now, but I didn't feel very well. So it was very difficult to me and my family because I broke my C4, and I think, well, I will got quadriplegic, or I would be die. When you broke your neck, I don't know the percentage, but the most of people die immediately. So I think it was a miracle. And so I lost my movement, and I stay in the bed for 40 entirely days. Do you know? Laying in a bed without move, not even to go to the bathroom. So painful. It's so difficult to me. But the point is, don't give up, because in my time, I think all the time about my wife, my son. I had a 4 years old son, and my younger wife need me, my family needed me. So I start harder every day by day, the physiotherapy. I did everything you think about that. Acupuncture, acupuncture, I don't know the name is in English, but I do that. Is that correct, Bess? Physiotherapy. I do all the kind of physiotherapy. Can you imagine it? I never give up. I listen music. I watching show like this, like Bess. That's amazing. I have this kind of opportunity because I need support too. I need support to don't give up, because the most of the time and cry. The medication make me bad. I cry all the time. I cry all the time. And I stop the medication. I feel pain, but my mind is okay. And I keep going, keep it going, keep it going. Don't give up, don't give up. So 4 days, I started to walking step by step, walking in the wheelchair and that walk helper. You know, I will improve myself day by day and don't give up. And today, I'm a federal university professor and federal university in Brazil. And when the government called me, hey Mart, we have a job for you. Can you imagine? I was laid in a bed, feel so pain, and I said, okay, I'll be there. I'll be there. Can you imagine it? The strongest. I have this kind of opportunity, and I tell you, you don't need to painful to have this kind of opportunity. You can be healthy people and change your mind, improve yourself. You know, never, never, never give up. Give up is it's a not option for you. So, thank you very much. I'm here to glad you this opportunity. I'm appreciate. So sorry for my English, but I'm here. I will stay here in the USCD for 1 year, and so I will improve myself, and I can participate more another time and tell more about my situation. Okay, bye bye. It was a pleasure. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I understood more of the story this time than before. This is a man who didn't say no. You say yes, right? That's what Eric Worre says. You say yes, you say yes, and then you figure it out. And Marcio also told me that when he was doing physical therapy, it was painful for 2 years, daily physical therapy, and it was very, very painful, and he wanted to quit. He goes, no more, no more, no more, And so he went through 2 years of pain to get on top of all that, to get to where he is now, and he's perfectly functional right now.
Yeah.
And did not let that stop him, did not let him get that down. And they say, great job. They say, good. Your good is God. And thank you for your comments, you guys. Yeah, if we can give Marcio some love, some congratulations, that would be cool. If you enjoyed his story, if you appreciate it, if you could understand his English well enough, let's give him some loves and likes, and thanks for speaking.
Okay.
And thanks for being on. Was there more to the story? Was there more that you wanted to share?
Yes, maybe today? Not.
Yeah, like another 5 minutes. Do you have more to share, to say?
Not for today.
Not,
it's
not
okay
for today.
Another.
You know what he also said yes to? I sprang this on him at like 1 minute before we're supposed to go on. And he said yes. He goes, oh, do you think they'll understand my English? See? But he said yes to the opportunity. He was just present, here, and I just said, hey, I'm supposed to go on in 1 minute. You want to come on and speak with me? And he didn't say no. He said, if you think they can understand me, and that's a yes man. That's a person who says yes to life. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for your inspiration and your words. Maybe it will help other people too to not give up. And even if you're in bed and then there's an opportunity that comes to you, you say yes. Yes. I will find a way. I will find a way to get out of bed and accept that job. And so here he is now in the U.S. bringing his family here. So hello, Anand. And David Roeder says, amazing story. And Denise says, happy birthday. And she said, your English was good. I send divine love and healing. Take care. So they loved it. Okay. I remember another story of someone who found a way. And just last night on leadership, MLM Leadership University, which is an inner circle class within our School for Network Marketers, the MLM Millionaire Academy. We have an MLM Leadership University last night. And it was about similar, finding a way and navigating a way for people for your team to follow, finding a way for them to win and for them to follow. And I was relating a story last night about the soccer team. You might have heard the soccer team from Chile flying to a tournament, crashed in the Andes. And here they are, crashed among snow and rocks, not even knowing where they are. A lot of the people died in the crash. But the ones who survived, had quite a story. Many of the crash survivors then died over the next few months. But actually, a few months later, they found a way out. But first they tried the radio. They couldn't get help. Of course, they ran out of food and supplies. They had to melt snow for water. And what do you think they did for food for months? You probably heard the story that the only way that they could survive was to eat the bodies of their friends who had died. Some people refused to do that, of course, and they died. But the survivors who found a way and thought of their family back home. And the main cheerleader of this, the main leader of this, was Nando Parrado, who is now a famous motivational speaker. But he was the one who did not give up and said, we can do this. And he thought of his father at home, who would die of a heartbreak if he didn't come back. He had already lost his mother and his sister in the crash. So he was determined to get home to his father. They made a few attempts to walk out. They found they were walking in the wrong direction, and had so many odds against them. My goodness. And they still made it out. But nobody would have faulted them if they all would have just given up and died and said, I'm not eating those bodies. We can't make it out. We don't know where we are. It's too hard. We're half frozen. We're half starved. Nobody can walk out of the Andes. It's impossible to do. Anybody, all of them could have given up. And, I probably would have been very tempted to give up and just, go on, lay down in the snow and end the misery and end the pain and the starvation and the frozenness and all the agony of losing your loved ones and all that. But two of them walked out, Nando and his good friend from high school. They actually walked out of the Andes, were found, and a helicopter came back and rescued the handful of people, 10 or so people who were left out of the whole plane, that actually then could go back to their families. I bet their families were glad they didn't give up and glad they came back, so they had a life. But the main thing I got from that story was that Nando did not look at the whole mountain. He looked just at one step at a time. He said, the way I did it, and by the way, when they walked out of the Andes and the shepherd found them, he goes, where did you come from? And he goes, over the mountain. He goes, that's impossible. No human can cross the Andes. That's physically impossible, humanly impossible, but they did it. And he said the way that he did it is he focused on one step at a time, just the step ahead of him, just one step. I can take one step, he said. Maybe I can't do the whole mountain. Or he didn't think of the whole mountain, right? That's too big. That's too big to handle. He just thought of one step at a time. So that is my way when I encounter difficulties and challenges that seem bigger than me. I just think, Bess, you can do one thing. You can take just a step ahead of you, and then take that one and take that one. That is how they walked out of the Andes, something that's impossible to do. So that is, Marcio's watching over there too. And Marcio says, thank you. I see, thank you for saying that. And so to round up this law of victory, list the needed skills and get these on your team, the needed skills that you need to survive, to win. Get people with those skills and ask your members what they value. Consistently hold that single vision that aligns all the members for good. And John Wooden, too, used to keep the focus not on the scoreboard, but on bettering his basketball team players every day, helping them be a little bit better every day. Hope that this inspired you today to tackle whatever's in front of you. We all have problems, we all have challenges, and life makes it that way so that we can grow and get spiritual muscle and develop our creativity and other things. So hope that these stories, hello Benny, and hope you enjoy the story. Benny had a guest speaker today. You'll want to probably see the replay. For those just joining right now, you probably want to see the replay and hear my guest speaker, Marcio Sauza, who from Brazil, who spoke about overcoming what he experienced in a car accident. And I have another story for you before that. And hope that these inspire you. Tomorrow is the Law of the Big Mode, the law number 16 of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell, the Law of the Big Mo, or momentum. And Jeffrey David Gamble will be back doing this show tomorrow. Jeff and I are taking turns now. We figure out the future of what we used to do is dual Facebook Lives, MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. I miss you, Jeff. I miss teaching with you. But we'll work out with Zoom or some other format. We're taking this opportunity to kind of revamp or see if we can improve everything or do an even better job or direction for y'all with the MLM Lunchtime Leadership shows. Meanwhile, if you want to follow along with us with the 21 Laws, you can get a free copy of that ebook by going to our Facebook group, the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show Facebook group. And there you can join the group. You can request a free ebook sent to you so you can follow along with us if you like. And you can find all the replays there when you scroll down. You can find yourself in the company of over 500 other MLM leaders. So if you got value today, if this inspired you, please type yes, because I'd like to tell Marcio that. And I want to thank you each for being here. Anybody have a question? Does anyone have a favorite takeaway that you got?
If you have a question to me, I can answer too.
You want to talk again?
No, if anyone have some question about my situation, I can.
Oh yes, please. If anyone has a question for Marcio, please leave it below or private message him on Facebook, and we'll be glad to respond. We can come back and respond to your questions here, and love to hear a takeaway that you got, or any insights that you have. Maybe you have a story where you didn't give up and your courage or creativity saw you through. Please type that in, because I'd love to keep the conversation going even after we end here. So thank you each for being here. Thank you for all you do. And remember that there is a solution to every problem, and it's always within reach. And it might even come through another person helping. You don't have to do it alone. That's why we're here, to help each other and be a team, right? So reach out, ask for resources, ask questions. Who knows how to do this or that? And of course, as a coach, I do a lot of private coaching with people, helping them overcome the obstacles. So you can private message me if you like about that. And Jeff also coaches network marketers too. So we are here for you. There is a way. Never give up. Find a way for yourself and the team to win. Everyone take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Jeff's page for the law number 16, the law of a big momentum, a leader's best friend. So hope you enjoy today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Everyone take care. Bye-bye.